Hi Taurus, welcome to your October general reading. It's going to be a reading for the month, just to get some ideas about what's going on for you this month. I'll start out with some oracle cards and then I'll go to some tarot. What do we have for Taurus, please, universe? What does Taurus need to know for the month of October? You have emotions are running high, supermoon, and nothing will come of this situation, the void of course moon. Okay. So you have a very supercharged moon and a void moon. It's an interesting dichotomy. Something could feel quite intense for you this month, okay? And the reason why it may feel very intense is because maybe the results you're seeking are not quite coming, or there's a full stop to something here. You may feel quite emotional about that. Now, these two could be two separate energies that are playing out. On the one hand, you may feel quite overwhelmed. You may feel like there's something that is too close, I'm seeing. Too close. Interesting. Something that feels too close. Maybe it's too close to your heart. Maybe it's too close to you personally. That is kind of making everything like supercharged and big and, kind of in your face sort of thing. I think that's what I meant. Sometimes I'll hear random things coming through as I'm talking, so it's like kind of comes out, but I don't know what spirit is trying to say sometimes. So I feel like this is something that's a situation that's in your face, like too close, that kind of a thing, maybe. The void moon was when the moon has no aspects to other planets, and this could be for very short periods of time. Usually they're very short, but sometimes it could take longer than that. So during this time, the moon has no interaction with anything or anyone. So it can be kind of a weird, lonely, liminal space. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a feeling of a sort. It's like something's missing, or you feel quite isolated or misunderstood, or um, could also feel like you are alone in a situation. You're not getting any support. You're not getting any kind of input from the outside world, that sort of thing. Um, the void moon can also mean that nothing is manifesting at during those times of the void moon. It's like a weird pause button. Whatever it is you're trying to do is just not happening. Okay, so there could be a situation for you here where nothing's happening. It's like you're expecting something to happen. Perhaps this super moon is like you have these great expectations to something, for something to be quite big, quite something, but then time passes and nothing's happening. So it could be that kind of situation. So take that as it resonates for you. Let's get you some tarot. I swear this cover is giving me a little bit of OCD. I may change it again. I like the color because it does matches a lot of my cards, so, but it is a little bit messy when you touch it. So let's see, what else for Taurus? What do we have for Taurus? Tell us some information about how Taurus's month will be. Got the King of Wands at the bottom with Judgment. Okay. Some of you may decide to proceed with something here, to take initiative. Oy. Okay. Um, just a fair warning, Taurus, this is probably not going to be a feel-good reading. Okay, so just, if you don't like negative things, you can just click off, and you can watch other placements if you want. You can check out your moon or your rising sign, but this is going to be one of those readings that is going to be a bit difficult to hear. Okay, so let's kind of start with things here. There's a lot of instability here in a situation because you have this super moon here with this emotional, kind of big emotions. I do feel like for some of you, this is your mood, kind of like going all over the place this month. It could be that, but the Two of Pentacles also indicates instability, like in your reality, because this is Pentacles. So, you could be going through some very supercharged emotional states this month, especially with this Three of Swords being here. Something quite painful is coming to an end here for you. But there's already instability here. You're already kind of understanding that does not have a solid ground, okay? The Two of Pentacles is like kind of up in the air. It's like one day is fine, the next day it's, it's shitty. And, it's like you go through these highs and lows a lot of the times. And I'm noticing the tides in the background here. Now, when the moon is full, and especially a supermoon, brings in quite strong tides and a lot of water pouring. There's something pouring out here. And it's quite an unstable time for you, an unstable month for you, Taurus. You've got death here too, and you also have this void moon. So again, something is ending, something is empty, you could be feeling empty. You could go through those moods when one day you feel super emotional and everything bothers you and everything is very, intense. And then you'll go through periods where you're just quite emotionally empty. There's nothing there, you feel nothing, and then the next day it's like painful again, or there's that highs and lows kind of a thing. I will clarify these just to kind of get a better idea of what's going on, but there is a painful process of death, of an ending that's happening here that's quite painful for you. You've got Three of Swords. As the month progresses into the future, you will be quite upset about this. And whatever this situation is, nothing will come of it. It's like, yeah, these two kind of tie in together. There's an ending here. There is this sense of being on your own here a lot too, Taurus. This is quite a heavy energy, I will be honest. Very heavy. I do feel like for some of you, you are getting to some sort of realization here that something isn't working out. Okay? Could be a fire sign you're dealing with. For some of you, you might be the one deciding to end something here, because the King of Wands is quite decisive if this is you. So let's see, what is this Two of Pentacles here for Taurus? And Queen of Cups. Yeah, I do feel like it has a lot to do with your moods. Your mood is quite disturbed this month. There's a lot of ups and downs here. And, you know, this is maybe love you have for someone, or maybe, you know, feeling quite emotional towards a situation. And it's, yeah, you're very perturbed this month, emotionally speaking, too. And, you know, obviously your reality gets perturbed too. It's like you're trying to emotionally handle this situation, but it's kind of getting away with it, you know, like not getting away with it. It's kind of um, it's like getting away from you, you know, it's like you cannot, you know, you can't handle it. I feel like you're trying to. You do have some emotional maturity here. You have some emotional awareness here about what's going on, but it's like you're not, you can't get to stable ground. Tell me about death. What is death for Taurus? What is death? Five of Pentacles. Could be abandonment. You might have been abandoned by someone, or you could be going through some very heavy changes when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your, you know, practical day-to-day reality. It's like you may be trying to handle all your problems. You may have more than one problem going on. Tell me more. Six of Swords. Yeah, there is a transition here, a change. Okay. Could be that somebody literally leaves you this month, abandons you, or you could be the one abandoning a situation. It's like, yeah, I'm getting in my boat and I'm just going to a new shore. Okay. I feel like you are, you know, at least at the beginning, you're trying to handle the situation, but at some point it's like something happens and it's like you realize that's it, I've got to go, you know, that's it, it's not working out anymore. Tell me about the Three of Swords. I don't know, I may not clarify that, but let's see then. Yeah, tell me about the Three of Swords, please. What is this Three of Swords? Got Nine of Pentacles. And the Five of Wands. Got another five here, which is more challenges coming up. There is some sort of an inner conflict here, and you know, it's kind of a painful phase that you're in right now, because you seem to be kind of caught up between the love you have for something and your own well-being, your own independence. You're quite emotional about this situation. There's an end happening here, whether you're the one initiating it or someone else. It's like you're at war with yourself here, and one day you could be feeling quite good about it. You feel like, okay, this is it, I have to kind of uh, go on my own way. I have to leave behind whatever it is I need to leave behind. And then the next day you may be feeling like, no, I don't really want that, I want to, you know, stick around, I want to make things work. But because you have this void moon here, you know, universe or your guides, whatever's guiding this reading is obviously telling you that this situation is going nowhere. It does not have a stable future. And the only stable future that shows up here is this Nine of Pentacles. This has to do with taking care of yourself, building a sanctuary for yourself, whether this is material or emotional or You seem to be quite lost at sea here this month, but there is some sort of inner strength in you here that you could create something stable, but it has to be on your own. You cannot depend on someone else's moods. You can't depend on some other situation, hoping that it will work in your favor. I feel like it's more so your own ability to create your own safetyness. Because there's something about feeling safe here as well. I feel like you might have felt safe here in a situation in the past, but it no longer feels safe to you. And you may have to find that safe space within yourself. Yeah, there's definitely a war going on within you here, whether you should leave a situation, whether you should stay. But I feel like there's more indicators here of you leaving than staying. But then who knows? This might not even be your choice. It could be made for you in some way. But I feel like you are making that choice to what's that about? To leave a situation because it's coming to an end. But there's so much pain attached to it, Taurus. I don't know. It's one of those months that is going to be quite intense. Okay, I feel like you're the first sign that I've had a pretty negative reading. Everybody else seemed to have kind of positive month, or at least neutral in some degree, but yours is quite intense. Let's get you some advice. I feel like you need some advice. What advice do we have for Taurus? The Four of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. I feel like it's your advice here has something to do with finding some sort of emotional stability, but um, by being a little bit more reserved is what I'm getting. It's almost like not being emotionally closed off, but being a bit reserved when it comes to how you're approaching maybe other people or how you're approaching a situation. It's like that emotional investment for you, it seems excessive, okay, with this emotion card. So your advice is to be a little bit more emotional reserved, to not invest into things like very quickly, like to kind of analyze the situation before you get into it, to kind of like be on your own for a bit, to contemplate on things, like to put some sort of distance between you and what's going on around you emotionally in order for you to like assess the situation clearly. Okay. And in some cases, it may even be wise for you to hide the way you feel about something because that can be used against you to be manipulated. Because we have the Seven of Swords here as advice. I feel like that distance there to kind of keep your cards close to your chest, not reveal too much, because I feel like you might be in a situation where you have been emotionally manipulated, and your advice in the future is to be a little bit more contained. Okay? The King of Cups is it's a container as opposed to the Queen of Cups, which is completely open to the situation. She just kind of like offers herself out there for everyone to just kind of take advantage of emotionally, while the King of Cups is a bit more contained in that way. Okay, so that's my reading for you. Yeah, and just be mindful of emotional manipulation too, whether this is something that's being done to you because you are too open to it, or you're doing it in some way, or you just kind of like, I don't know, mentally contort yourself to fit something when it doesn't fit. Okay, so that's something to pay attention to. And yeah, a bit more reserve and more contemplation on what is emotionally needed for you. Like emotionally declutter some situation is your advice. All right, Taurus, that was your reading. I wish you the best with all of this, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.